Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so it's good to be back in front of this camera. You know, I've been doing all kinds of different content, interviews, shorts, short remixes, lives, clipping the lives, so when I do get a chance to be in front of this camera like this in the raw and uncut version, like this channel is built upon, I'm always grateful and I'm always appreciative of it. And in this particular video, we got a great topic, something that that really raised my eyebrows, got me really excited. So yesterday, I went on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now. And as I was there, I saw a very intriguing rumor and report. And the rumor is that basically, the fine folks from Saudi, your boys, we know that they're doing this concept on June 1st, kind of like a duel, Matchroom Boxing versus Queensberry Promotions, Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren, 5 fighters from each promotional company, right? And that's happening in Saudi June 1st. Now, the same concept, the Turki Al-Sheikh, the fine folks there, the same concept, they're trying to apply that to now something I feel is much more greater and much more grander, something that I feel will raise a lot more eyeballs, particularly when you speak about boxing culture in this country. And it's very important that Turki Al-Sheikh and the fine folks in Saudi, they want to do a 5 versus 5 card for the USA versus Mexico. 5 American fighters versus 5 Mexican fighters. And the idea is basically to kind of make this kind of like the Olympics, where both teams are going to have limited edition gear, and it's going to be a celebration of both countries and their elite fighters. And it's going to be a hard push from Turki Al-Sheikh to make boxing the #1 sport in the world. So, and mind you, the big caveat to all this isn't even anything I said. They're not going to just do this for any old fight. No. They're going to do it for a big fight. Quite possibly the biggest fight there is out there. They're going to do it for Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Now, for those of you who watch me on a video-by-video basis, when I've spoken about this particular potential matchup, I've had a very hard stance, a strong opinion against Terrence Crawford and Canelo, because I feel really and truthfully that both guys have, very important fighters to fight in and around their weights. I feel like Terrence Crawford at some point should fight Jaron Ennis. I feel like Canelo Alvarez has a responsibility to boxing to fight Dave Benavidez, right? However, I'm not selfish, and I always reserve the right to change my mind. And I'll tell you like this: if they actually go ahead and they do Terrence Crawford versus Canelo in this format, USA versus Mexico, then that's something I can get behind. Why? Because this card, this matchup in that format, with the sort of promotion and the way that they kind of do things, Turki Al-Sheikh and the Saudis, I think it'd be very successful. I really think it would. And so it would be something that I genuinely feel and believe would push the sport of boxing forward in the mainstream. And I can never, ever be upset about that, because I've sat here for years on YouTube complaining about how I wanted boxing to be more popular in the USA. And I complain about things that I feel that American promoters are doing wrong. So when I see a concept and when I see an effort to do something right, I can't fault that, right? So I would love Crawford versus Canelo. Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford daring to be great, the underdog, fighting for the pride and glory of the USA. Likewise, Canelo Alvarez, one of the biggest names in the sport of boxing, fighting for the pride and glory of Mexico. 2 proud boxing countries, right? That fight on its own is great enough. But now they're talking about putting on the undercard. They're talking about putting potentially Shakur Stevenson versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz or Williams Pena. They're talking about Caleb Plant versus Jaime Munguia. So there's plenty of potential USA-Mexico matchups. Those matchups I named you, all those matchups, Munguia, Plant, Stevenson versus Zepeda or Pitbull Cruz, those are all fights that could headline on their own in different venues around the country. But when you pair it with this concept, with USA versus Mexico, with Terrence Crawford and Canelo, which I genuinely believe is the biggest fight that could be made in boxing right now, I don't see how this doesn't make boxing, how this doesn't push the sport forward in a major way. And think about it, right? And I want you guys to do this for me in the comments. Please comment a USA-Mexico matchup you want to see between an American and Mexican fighter that could be on this card. Because there's been all kinds of rumors of who could be on the card. Like, I've seen, like, Stephen Fulham versus Luis Neri as an option. I've seen Venado Lopez versus Brandon Figueroa. I've seen all kinds of matchups thrown out there, right? I'll tell you this, and we'll end the video on this particular note. If you really want to make this card as big as it possibly can be, and look, here you go, a true school consultation, right? As Papa say, true school consultation, true school advisory tip, free of charge again. I really believe if you really want to set this off, okay, you do Crawford versus Canelo as the main event, USA versus Mexico, right? That's far and away the main event. But your co-main should be just as big. And I feel if you're gonna do a fight in LA with the USA versus Mexico, the biggest fight you could put as a co-main event, I feel, would be Gervonta Davis versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz. They had a big fight at the Staples Center, huge fight at the Staples Center, and they both have only grown in star power since then. And I don't think there's many bigger names from the USA or Mexico in boxing than a Gervonta Davis and a Pitbull Cruz. So because of that, I feel that should be a fight that slots in as the co-main event to really, because if you do that, if you put Crawford Canelo main event, Tank Pitbull Cruz co-main, and then you just have a bunch of solid fights below, like some of the matches I named earlier, oh my God, you're talking about, I believe, 1.5, 2 million buy pay-per-view. People pay money for this pay-per-view. Because you're giving people value for money, you're giving them a match what they want to see when they want to see them. You're thinking outside the box. Now you're doing USA versus Mexico. So now you can tug on the heartstrings of people's patriotism and nationalism, which boxing we know has been promoted like that for a while. And I'm all for it. So what do you guys think? What do the fine viewers of True School Sports say? Please kindly let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canelo, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.